Well, Republican presidential candidate Mitt Romney just wrapping up a speech to voters in the key battleground state of North Carolina. That state has been at the center of heated debate over same-sex marriage this week in particular, after voters there approved a constitutional amendment banning gay marriage and civil unions this week. The problem? The same Democrats that are now celebrating the president's personal endorsement of gay marriage have spent tens of millions of dollars on plans to hold their convention in the very state that just banned it. Sally Cohn is a Fox News contributor. Guy Benson is a radio talk show host and political editor at Townhall.com. Well, that's a conflict, Sally.
Just slightly, maybe. I mean, look, the reality is all the hoo-ha about whether to move the convention or not. It's not going to get moved. It's too far into the planning.
I think it's brouhaha.
I liked hoo-ha-ha. Listen, it's Friday,
think that means something else.
It's Friday, isn't it? The reality, though, is I think that Democrats can look at this as a teachable moment. 14% of North Carolina voters. 14% of North Carolina voters turned out to vote on the fates of 100% of North Carolina's families. So when the president goes down there, when the Democrats go down there, they can, obviously 86% of the state either isn't decided on same-sex marriage, on marriage equality, or not motivated enough to go out and vote in support of fundamental rights. So they can use this as a moment to make their case to those voters.
About 15 minutes ago, we had a teachable moment about, I don't know what, but it involved Native American ancestry. And now we're having another one. And the question I have for you is, what are the Democrats supposed to do? I mean, it puts them in a pickle because I understand their position. They've spent tens of millions of dollars organizing this thing. It's not like you can, our viewers know, you have flight plans booked in a couple of months. That's costly enough to revoke. We're talking thousands of people that they would have to, But on the other hand, there's 30,000 people who have already signed up a petition to get the convention out of there.
Yeah, look, that's just silly, and I think Sally and I are going to completely agree on two things here. First of all, if I lived in North Carolina, personally, I probably would have voted against this amendment because I think it was overly broad, banned civil unions, that sort of thing. And I also agree with Sally on this point, which is the notion, I don't care if they get 1 million signatures, the notion that they're going to move this convention out of Charlotte at this late date is completely ludicrous. It's a quixotic moment here that they're trying to get this thing rolling. The fact is, and you kind of alluded to this, Megyn, already, this was announced 15 months ago. Millions of dollars have already been invested. The idea that you can just pick up your ball, run off to some other city, and have a convention at the drop of a hat is preposterous.
You can't do it. But now, Sally, it places the Democrats, the party, in an awkward position, to say the least, because now they've got to go to North Carolina against this backdrop where there's going to be protests now.
Sure.
There are going to be protests, and there are other problems in that state with some party antics by the, I want to get it right, but it's
I believe more hoo-ha-ha.
Yeah, exactly. There's more issues revolving around that.
Yeah.
And then also they say that big labor is not too happy about the convention being held down there because it's a right-to-work state.
I mean, look, it's not just one pickle the Democrats are in here. They're in a whole big vat of pickles. and the fact is there were going to be protests not just coming from conservatives, but coming from the left as well, who haven't been happy with everything the president has done. And certainly Democrats, a lot of Democrats, myself included, didn't like the idea of the president accepting the nomination in Bank of America Stadium. But again, maybe that's a chance for him. Maybe that's a chance for him to stand up and say, you know what? Stop with the foreclosures and let's modify loans and let's make Bank of America work for America instead of being bad for America.
Sally,
it's a chance to do that.
But wait, let me before you respond, Guy, I want to ask you: is this an opportunity for the Republicans? Because this is a state in which they did vote to ban gay marriage. 61% of those who voted, it passed by a large measure. And at least 35% of those people who voted to ban gay marriage were Democrats. So is this an opportunity for the Republicans to go in there and sort of, gin up some anti-President Obama sentiment?
Well, 35% of Democrats who voted against this particular measure. African Americans, one of Barack Obama's key voting blocs, by a 2-to-1 margin, back this thing. So I think that there are some cracks that you're starting to see in the North Carolina Democratic facade. And I think that this is a state that Democrats are really going to struggle to hang on to, I think, in 2012. Barack Obama narrowly won the state. Things have really fallen apart. The governor down there has been embroiled in scandal and shown to be rather inept. So, yeah, the Democrats are, to borrow Sally's phrase, in a pickle vat at the moment. As a conservative, I am enjoying the situation that they're in. But I wonder, like, who's at fault here? I mean, this is the Obama campaign's decision and Barack Obama's hand-picked DNC chairwoman, Debbie Wasserman Schultz. They made the call on this one.
That's a swing state.
They made a bad call.
It's a swing state. They want to win it. They picked it for the same reason the Republicans picked Minnesota last time around. Yeah. And it was not a good bet. And this doesn't look like it's going to be a good bet either, Sally, because Barack Obama won North Carolina by 12,000 votes out of the state's population of 4 million. I mean, it was razor thin. Yeah. This announcement he made this week, and now some consternation even on the left about having the convention there, it's not going to help.
Well, yeah, but I mean, again, we've still got a long time to go here. And I want to go back and point out, 35% of Democrats voting out of 14% of registered voters in North Carolina does not exactly decisive opinion on the part of all North Carolinians make. And I also don't want to let go unacknowledged Guy's point that if he were in North Carolina, he would have voted against this horrific and discriminatory amendment. And I want to say, I think most Democrats and, frankly, Republicans in North Carolina feel the same. So there's a lot of time to go here. We're just at the beginning. And I think my challenge to Democrats is, don't just go there and put on your party show. Use this as a moment in history to talk about the broader issues of equality and justice that on either party we should all be caring about.
I got to go, Guy, quickly.
Just very quickly, if Democrats want to say, oh, we're going to boycott states that ban same-sex marriage, then they can't hold their conventions in Ohio, in Virginia, in Florida, in Michigan. These are major swing states. And by the way, Sally, if you're worried about Bank of America Stadium, maybe Barack Obama could confine his ego to a mere basketball arena and have his speech there. How about that?
All right, we got to leave it at that. But thank you both so much. Happy Friday.
You too.